What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Well, here it is Monday. Yep, as you can see it, Chevelle's still here. So today I come in 72. So if you guys pay attention to the marker light, if the marker light is split, if it's two different marker lights, one on top, one on bottom, you know, that's a 71. Being a solid light like this, 72. Yes, of course, somebody could have changed the front end and this and that. It could be a 71, 72 front end, vice versa, blah, blah, blah. But you can see it right there. Boom. Tons of these cars back then, SS, this, that, whatever. You don't know truly what it is until you run the van. A lot of these cars, you got the actual van, then you got the motor van, stuff like that. You can find out what exactly the car was, this and that, unless somebody changes vans too. Whatever, lots of shit happens over the years, stuff like that. Anyways, my point is, I noticed on the floor up there, I noticed antifreeze. When I started it up today, antifreeze shot out the back of, well, big blocks. People be putting a hose from here to the intake. You don't need that. Does not need that. And it's almost 20 degrees cooler just by not having that. So you block that side, block that side. You do not need that through there. I've never done it. Back in the day when I used to do it and cars were running a little hot, and then somebody told me that trick and I did it and boom. So this car had a hose, and anybody that's tried to put this hose on there with the two nozzle pieces, whatever fuck, to slide the hose onto, it's a bitch to do. So anyways, I noticed when I started it, they had the, plastic loom wrapped over the hose, shit like that. I noticed the hose clamp was like dug into the bottom, so I figured the leak that I saw spraying was just that it was spraying out of here on the hose that was here. So I took that off, I put the plugs on there, and then I noticed that cap on the back of the water pump right there, the O-ring, god damn it, the gasket that was in there was split, so it was leaking all over the place. So the tow truck was coming to get the car. The car's got to go to the trans guy because, like they're saying, the trans is jacked up. So now what I did, I don't have no little girl hands, but I took this plate off, 3/8 ratchet wrench, 6 bolts all the way around there. Took the gasket off of there. The gasket was split, it was old, it was dry rotted, it had corrosion on the outside of this metal plate that's back here, and it also says China on the back of it, so go figure. But anyways, so it had been leaking for a while. There was a little split like right there, but I took the whole plate off, so I had to get my hand down in there with the 3/8 ratchet wrench. Boom, I got all the bolts out. Boom, took it out, cleaned it all up. Boom, I put a ton of silicone on it, as you can see, and it was a bitch to slide my hands up in here, up behind there, up from the bottom up to get the bolts back into play and get them in there and get them tight. So they're all in there, it's all gooped up. When I took the back off, obviously all the rest of the antifreeze at a certain level came out. Boom, it was on the ground, so I had to hose the ground down. The hose is still out here running because it was all green out here. You can't have that, you gotta dilute it, emissions, you gotta dilute that shit. Anyways, so I would have been on the Buick already if I hadn't had to fix that. Now, I basically was telling dude that he's gonna have to find a mechanic, because I don't label myself a mechanic. Yes, I can do all this stuff, but it's not my thing. My thing is cutting these frames and notching and coilovers and making cars sit raw as hell. I mean, obviously, something the car sits, it's a 26 on there, car's dirty, but it's stuff down there. And what I said about changing the coilover setup like that, and when I did drive it the other night, the first night it was a little wet out, and when I came back, I knew I saw a little bit of green, antifreeze on the ground, but it didn't get hot. The car did not get hot at all. But it was running good. Kicked the belt off, alternator belt, which was another one of the things why it came here. So I ended up shimming the bracket down here. So I shimmed right here, so I actually angled the alternator this way so the belt can't. Before it was like angled this way and it was kicking the belt off. Now, boom, I turn the brake limiter up a little bit too, and belt stays on, no problem. But yeah, no second and no third gear at all. Check the governor, boom. The Pontiac right there today, of course, when I moved it out, it has been saying fuel empty since it was dropped off. I mean, you know, every car gets dropped off and it's always on fucking E. I don't know what it is with everybody. Yes, I'm talking shit to everybody that brings their car to a fucking shop. And you know what? Let me take that back. Maybe 5% of you guys will actually have fuel in the car, but the other 95% of y'all, like, put some fuel in the car so that way the mechanic can run it out, or the suspension guy can run it out, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm bullshitting, but I'm serious. Me as a suspension guy, I need all the weight in there. So then I go and I set the back of the car and this and that. Then, you know, a lot of you don't know, I don't have a license. A lot of you do know, whatever. So I gotta have to wait for the wife to get here, this and that, and the car have plates on it. Take it up the street to the gas station, fill it up with fucking fuel. If it needs to be adjusted, come back, and I gotta adjust it. But anyways, the motherfucking Pontiac is sitting there out of fuel. This Buick up here, motor leaks oil, trans leaks oil, power steering must be leaking. It's just leaking shit. So the other night when I put everything away, it was a chore and a half. That got some trans fluid or something on the top, and I had to clean it off. So I pulled the car outside. The car was sputtering a little bit. I just assumed it needed to run a little bit more. You know, when you start a car up and you move it out, shut it off, start it up, move it in, shut it off, you burn the plugs out, shit like that. Not burn, you know, it just fouls them out because it never gets a chance to warm up the temperature, shit like that. So, as I walked away to go grab the spray wax, cleaner wax, whatever, so I can clean the shit off the top, the car was, so, last night, that's the other thing, no, not last night, Saturday night, when I pulled it inside, right inside the door, I was hearing the gas tank, like, just making noise. So obviously, it was most likely sucking it down to the last fucking fumes it had in that bitch. So it's out of gas right there. So that's going to be fun tonight to push in. So I'm probably have to send the wife when she gets back to get some gas. And that's another thing over the years, all the gas cans that I've bought, then people borrow. And then you never get your damn gas cans back. So if I had all the money in the last 20 years of gas cans that I bought, I'd have a couple dollars. The Malibu. That's a pretty ass blue. I'm gonna set that ass in down. I wanna put that anti-roll on there. I'm gonna put the double adjust welder and lowers on there, which it has. It's just, like I said, I welded that sway bar set up on, what, 3.5, 4 years ago? So that one actually lasted the longest. And of course it took to me say, we're gonna have to hurry up and get that thing in here before it breaks. And then it was like a week later it broke. So anyways, nice Malibu, very nice Malibu. But there is a negative side of that. Nah, you know what, I ain't even gonna get into it. But all right, y'all. I would be on the Buick already, like I said, and then I keep calling this a damn Pontiac motor, which I don't. Okay, so if this is right here, that means it's a Buick motor, right? Somebody answer me. No, I'm just playing. But no, it's a Buick motor. So the old man I think said 400. So is there a 400 Buick motor? I don't know. I don't remember. Or is it a 403, 4? I don't know. But if anybody else was paying attention to the video, I always try to give out the correct information, but sometimes I just be talking so damn much, I fuck up. Players fuck up too. Players fuck up too. Why don't y'all do nothing when the bit when fat bitch jumped on me? You can tell my age now. But anyways, yeah. So I would be in here. I'm gonna pull these springs out. They're going in the scrap. I don't give a damn. Damn brackets off there. But yeah, I'd already been on this, but I had to fuck with that. And other things I got going on. Okay, so the other night I did work on finishing, grinding, and welding this rail in. Boom. It's pretty damn straight. Like I said, there was a gap here that I filled in. I went back through, I filled these in the backside. I'll probably clean them up some. I told you I was gonna fill in that little spot that was there and fill it in. But I got this side fitted. So I got the plate in there. Got it all fitted. This plate actually ended up, if you look in the hole, you can see, well, no, it's gonna look like it's perfect now. But to me, it looks like the plate is a little bit up and just a pinch back, but it don't matter because obviously I'm filling it in. But when you're doing stuff like this, you wanna, you know, take measurements, get one side how you want it, then go back over, make the other side. Don't trip if you see the body. You see how the body is to the frames. Like sometimes the bodies are not on the frames, centered side to side. So one side will show more of the inside body than the other side. Like this one's showing a little bit. I had to beat right there to get it to weld or grind something up there, weld, to get it to fit right. But you can see it's pretty good. It's not too, I mean, there's a little bit of illusion of a bow, but it's up in the center area, which ain't gonna matter. And then a lot of you guys that were looking at it with the wheel underneath of it, if you look at the hub of the wheel when the car was sitting down, the hub of the wheel shows that the axle would basically only be like maybe 2 inches away from here. That's how low it is. So I might have to C-notch that just a little bit depending on how low I'm gonna go. I mean, I want it to go low, but he wants it to go low. So sometimes these cars need to get C-notched, and when they need to get C-notched, you know you're tucking the shit out of it. So yeah, I got some work in on this. Saturday, I did take Sunday off. I said fuck it, took it off, needed to relax. Then I feel bad for taking a day off, because then it's like, fuck, I could have got this done or that done. But sometimes you need to just, you know, take some time, relax. But yeah, another video for you guys. I've been trying to keep you updated and showing you how all this shit goes. And then for the haters that are watching, keep watching, you know. I know you're skipping through it and this and that and then rewinding and skipping through it, but it's cool. I'm still getting a couple dollars here and there off the videos, so appreciate that, you know, appreciate that. Run and tell, you know, run and tell that. But it's all good. Internet been real quiet, you notice? You notice that, y'all? Social media been real quiet. I know I've been getting blocked off a couple things, like posts on certain pages and shit like that. I can see that I'm getting, I don't care, I don't give a damn. But I'm up in here, bet it up. I'm Bankroll Tim. I'm up in here trying to get it. The other night I was a little mad up in here. I was throwing shit. I threw the shovel back there. I threw some fucking pipes. I was throwing shit. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta put these other carburetors in this box, put it in this car. But I'm waiting for that water pump to dry up some before I put some antifreeze in it. I mean, I made sure I ground the back of the plate, took that plate off the back of the water pump, and I ground all the debris of the old dry ass gasket on there. Boom, ground into the grooves, all that shit with a grinder. I couldn't grind the back of the water pump side, obviously can't get in there, but it should stick to it pretty good. And by the time I was done finagling, I like to set the, like, even on the rear end bolts, I'll set the bolts and then I'll pull the cover off and on that little bit of movement of the bolts. Like, so I did it there so that way the silicone got real gooey inside there. So I'm gonna wait a while before I put the water in it, but it could even be started right now without the water in there. Look at this big guy out here talking shit. Hey! You on YouTube, bro? Damn, he told y'all fuck you. That was Big Blue. He's like, fuck you. Alright, y'all, I'm just bullshitting. I gotta keep myself a little, you know, calm, so that way I can focus on this shit. But yeah, so putting that on hold for a day or so. I'm gonna get this taken apart. I mean, there's not much to take apart, obviously. The spring is out of there, there's no shocks on it. Take those shock brackets off, boom. Change the lower control arms, and then change the upper control arms, boom. Again, I gotta cut the tailpipes off, which you could have them redone. I mean, they're just gonna have to bend them, but I gotta be where that curve is for the cross brakes. You gotta be up there. There's no way. I mean, that's like exactly where it would be. So I can't go lower than it, and then I can't go above it because of that. So they'll just have to, you know, rebend that area. Any good exhaust shop, I've said it before, they should be able to do that. That doesn't look like it's a good sign because that's gas peeling off the undercoat or whatever. So maybe it was just from when they changed that. But here's the old shit just hanging here. I mean, like, there's hose clamps right there. You just take the, so that's another thing I'll do because I can't just leave shit like this. So hose clamps right there, take those clamps off. I mean, they got the braided on there, whatever. The other thing I was saying about the e-brake cable, that shit should have been just taken off, you know. Wait a minute. People want to see more of the Buick LeSabre. I gotta call him because if he wants me to adjust this front end, that's gonna be a couple dollars more because when they put this on here, as you can see how low the fucking thing is. You can't get the wrench in there, but good thing I got enough wrenches, and then I get rid of the bump stop. But I have so many sets of spanner wrenches that I have certain ones bent a certain way, so that way it'll, you know, get down in there and I can twist it. They did put the anti-seize on there, good. So then I can turn it. It looks like it does have the bearing plate on there. Yep, it's got the bearing plate on there. So got needle bearings in between the metals right there, so that way you can turn it up a lot easier. Excellent. These brakes on the front are excellent. I want to just see about that. Where's the arrow at? Damn, I can't even turn it. I don't see the arrow. I'm not blind, but you know, I'm looking at these grooves right here. These grooves cut the other way, so it's like it would grab the arrow. Oh no, maybe that does supposed to go that way. I don't know. I don't see an arrow on it though. I mean, most likely they put it on right because the offset of the caliper. Ooh, they got the dirt all inside the lettering. One thing about putting Willwood brakes on, what would be good for you guys is to find like maybe even a clear tape, but put the tape right across the letters, so that way when you're working on putting it on and all that, when you're done, then you can just peel it off, so you don't have to worry about getting dirt in there. Somebody showed me brake clean and this and that, but I heard you're not supposed to use brake clean to clean off that because it will stain it or something, but I don't know. What we got over here? Package or something. Although, yeah, we can totally see it right there, 650. The old man was like, yeah, remember too? We was talking last year. Yeah, we was talking last year. And I'm like, damn. I know there's still a lot of people out there been waiting a year, this and that, year and a half to get in. I mean, the best thing I can say is just stay on me. And the ones of you that made your comments on social media about, oh man, I'm glad I seen this before I took my car to them. Oh, ooh. Well, if you're gonna fucking say stupid shit like that, you most likely weren't gonna get in my shop. And maybe that's why you didn't get in my shop. Because if you're gonna run your mouth like that, or just go off of some bullshit you think you heard, I've heard that shit for so many fucking years. Listen, I do what I do, and not too many people are doing it the way that I'm doing it. There's other shops, yeah, they'll get you in and they'll get you out. I mean, there's some shops that do some excellent work, and there's some shops that just have no clue. But anyways, you guys see what I do. I'm one person. I'm in here Yeah. Let me, they were supposed to be here with this car, or with the tow truck for this car, so I'm gonna wait, like I said, to fire it up. Obviously, if the water pump starts turning, it's gonna pump water. I mean, it went together pretty good. It went together tight, so. I mean, it is a gasket maker. A lot of people put rear ends together real fast, and then, you know, let's say the car comes in for service, they open up the pan, boom, they put it back together, and then the car leaves. I mean, gear lube is some pretty nasty shit, and it seeps out, so. Antifreeze, I know it's pretty nasty shit too, but should work just fine. I'm tripping. But all right, y'all. That's it. That's what's going on. That's the business. Shop is a mess. My kid is still on bullshit. He ain't down here working. But that's okay. I'll do it all myself. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I'm out. Appreciate y'all.